Attending the HeadWaters Conference has been beneficial to me personally and our firm, because one of the things that I find that Upstream Academy has is the pulse on the profession. So the years in which we were all struggling to find competent staff from a dwindling pool, we discussed that. The years in which we were dealing with profitability issues and the loss of clients because of their loss of profitability, which was, I think, the focus of 2 years ago, they addressed that up here at HeadWaters as well. So, you know, we found that the topics were germane to what was happening in the profession, just as this year's topics in terms of succession planning, because with an aging population within our CPA firms, succession planning is something we all need to get on now.
Course content, very, very good, as I knew it would be. The discussion topics are very relevant for the times. Coming here, I think, is very good therapy. It's very good me time for professionals in the firm. Gives you time to focus out of the office, talk to other peers and professionals about non-compliance, non-accounting, non-tax matters. But the stuff that really counts, that's more relevant in today's economic times. Succession planning, agreements, partner skills, mindset, where are we going, who are we? I think the course is well worth attending, and I get a lot out of it. I've taken a lot of notes. Different ideas kind of spark up in my head as we're going through the course content.
It is all-encompassing for us. We do have a networking group of local CPA firms within our area that we started several years ago. There's maybe 10 people that's facilitated by an outside person, just to kind of share best practices. It's non-competitive, and so from that standpoint, we do that regularly. But we like this because it gets us outside of our area where we can hear, you know, from people all across the country, and more importantly, we're probably one of the smaller firms, or medium-sized firms coming here, so it's nice to hear what some of the larger firms are doing, so maybe at our size we can get a little head start on what's coming down the pike.
We have attended a number of conferences over the years, and kind of went from one to another just to try to find one where I felt like I would go to a conference and come out of there with some useful information. And so that was how I attended my first Upstream conference. And it was a HeadWaters program. I've probably been going now for 5 years. Walked away from the first one extremely excited and enthusiastic about what it was that I learned, and again, the practical approach to what I could bring back. I always walked away. I mean, I've always said if I'm going to spend my time at a conference, I want to be able to walk away with at least one good idea, something I can implement in the practice. And I can generally say that I've always walked away with multiple things that I can come back and put into the practice. So with my enthusiasm for it, then I started to try to generate the same level of enthusiasm with several other partners in the firm, and to get them to attend these conferences.
The HeadWaters Conference, we've had, this is probably my 7th or 8th attendance at that. Obviously that's geared more towards the management level in your firm. We've sent a lot of our younger partners to that, which maybe is a little bit different than some firms have done, in that the managing partners, you know, attend those, but we felt very important to have the up-and-coming leaders in our firm participate, and it's much better for them to hear what other firms are doing, how that applies to our firm, even though they may not be heavily involved in the decision-making at the present time. It still gave them that ability.
It's like little management retreats for us when we come here, because we listen to a meeting and we go out and, okay, what's going to stick for us? You know we're doing this right, and we can use some help in here. That was a great idea. What do we do? We don't try to overwhelm it. We just pick those 2 or 3 things that we go back and we decide amongst the management team who's going to take charge of that. And we go in and we just implement little, add little things here, or, change something there. But we always go home with ideas.
As I said, being here I think is good therapy. It helps recharge my mojo in going forward and dealing with and addressing some of these very valuable topics, not only to our firm, but realize we're out selling what it is that we're learning here to our client base as well.